Hey everybody, it's RJ with Tai Chi for You. Today's lesson, we're going to be learning Chan Si Gong, the Chinese translation, silk reeling. So you can think of these movements as supplementary exercises to help with your Taijiquan form. Let's get started. Place the left foot forward, and you want the front toe pointing forward. The back toe is going to be angled slightly so the toe points out in that direction. Now I'm going to give you a side angle of this. This is called mountain climbing stance. You can see that I have a bend in the right leg. There's a little bit of a bend in the back as well. Most of your weight will be in the front leg. You want a good posture. You want the head upright and the top of the head top, pointing up to the sky. You want to maintain this posture throughout the whole exercise. From here, you can see there's a little bit of space between the legs as well. So I'm not too far out this way, I'm not too close this way. Roughly about a hip's width apart. So from here, with the left leg forward, we're going to be rotating the right arm. So with the arm extended and a slight bend in the elbow, we begin making circular movements. Now what you'll notice is that my hand is almost in front of me, and then my hand is almost in back of me. And that's because my waist is constantly turning. In Taijiquan movement, the whole body moves. The other thing that you'll notice is my wrist is constantly turning. This is called coiling power in Taijiquan. It's very useful in the martial art side of the applications. So here you'll notice that my fingers are pointing down. At this point, my fingers are pointing up. My fingers point forward, and then my fingers point upwards. So that wrist is constantly rotating. So we go in one direction, making circular movements, and then at some point, when you notice that you're watching your hand, and you understand what the hand is doing, I want you to look forward. Forget about the hand, because after all, this is a martial art, and you want to always be looking at your opponent, wherever the danger is. So you want to keep that head forward as the whole body moves. Keeping that good posture. So we have this direction, going in a clockwise direction. So now we reverse that. So here, it's a little bit different. We begin to make a circular movement. When the hand reaches in back of you, you want to drop the elbow and drop the shoulder. And then the hand moves straight forward past the ear until the arm is almost extended. We never want to fully lock out the elbow. There's always a little bit of a bend here. So the arm extends, and then we begin that circular movement again until we get to the back. Relax the elbow and shoulder, and then the hand moves forward. And again, moving that waist constantly. The hand goes forward, and then we begin again, making circular movements. So we have those two directions. One other detail that you can think about, and I'll give you this angle, is as we're going in this direction, moving the hand forward, the fingers sort of lead the hand. The fingers go forward. When they reach the maximum point, the hand settles at the wrist. And then we begin again, moving forward, the fingers go, the hand settles. So you can add that detail later once you become comfortable with the movement. And again, the wrist is constantly turning. You can see how the fingers are constantly moving in different directions with the coiling of the wrist. So we have those two directions. So let's change, go to the other side. So place the right leg forward the toes point forward, the back toes point at a slight angle that direction. And now we're going to be making circular movements with the left hand. So we begin making our circles. Keep that wrist coiling constantly. And also a slight bend in the elbow. The arm is never locked out. In Taijiquan, the knees are never locked out. So I like to reference a movie at this point, The Karate Kid, the first version. So many of us know the story. In the beginning of the movie, the student, he's doing chores for the teacher. And we know he's painting the fence, he's sanding the floor. What the student doesn't realize is later on, the teacher is going to be showing him how those movements can be applied in martial art application. Let's change directions, go to the other direction. Remember, we drop the elbow and shoulder, the hand moves forward. We begin that circular movement. Relax the elbow, shoulder, hand moves forward. So, the reason I like to bring up that movie is Taijiquan is very much like that. You're going to be learning a lot of different ways to move the body, and then at some point, the teacher is going to show you how those same movements can be applied to a martial art application. So you want to do about the same repetitions on both sides and both directions. So I'll give you an alternate way to do this. So in this case, the left leg is forward. Remember, this is mountain climbing stance. So now we go into what's called sit back stance. So from here, my body moves backwards. What happens is the front leg straightens out, the back leg bends. There's still a little bit of a bend in the front leg, but now you can see the back leg has more of a bend to it. My body maintains its upright position through the whole time. So now in this sit back stance, we do the same arm movements. So from here, my left leg is forward. I rotate my right arm, doing those same movements, rotating the waist, coiling at the wrist. I will tell you though, practicing this in sit back stance is a little bit more challenging, having most of that weight in the back leg. But it's something that you can try. It will strengthen the legs. It is a good exercise for the legs. And then we can go the other direction. Again, rotating that waist, keeping that head forward. So that's two different ways we can practice that exercise. The next silk reeling exercise, we want to take a comfortable stance apart, maybe a width of your hips, and the toes pointing forward the whole time. This time you want to rotate at the waist and bring the left hand in front of you. The left hand rises up in front of the body as the right hand rises up in back of the body. The hands rise up till they reach the top of the head. Now turn that waist completely around, and then the right hand lowers in front of the body, the left hand lowers in back of the body. When the two hands reach the bottom, turn that waist all the way around, and we continue. The left hand rises in front, all the way to the top, turn the body, and drop down. Turn the waist, rise up, like so. And then we can change that direction. So here we've been rising, the left hand has been rising in front of the body the whole time. If we change that, we have the right hand rising in front. And now the left hand will lower in front. When we reach the bottom, turn the waist, the right hand rises in front till they reach the top of the head, turn that waist, the two hands drop. After a while, once you have that down, you don't even have to think about it. You can have a nice flowing movement. So those are two silk reeling exercises that you can practice for your Taijiquan practice. So I hope you enjoy these videos. If you like them, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Meta Wellness is always there for you. Take care.